and welcome back. Before we get into everything today, I'd like to have a message from our sponsor, Lily the Bulldog. This is Lily. Lily would like to apologize for the heavy breathing sounds and the barking that you may hear in the back of my video. Normally I record at my studio, but today I'm recording at home because of a mistake I made, and so Lily gets to participate in this recording. This is about the third time that we've started the video, so we're going to just start again, and if she makes some unexcusable sounds, well, she feels bad. Do you feel bad? Thank you for that, Lily. Okay. So today we're going to take a look at Induro, and for those of you who already watched the Induro video, this isn't new product. This is actually the exact same 3 products that I reviewed before and put a video up. The problem was I had made an editing mistake in the middle. I didn't catch it. I put it up online. Real huge thank you to Declan Flynn, one of the readers and viewers and frequent interactors of all things improved photography and my stuff and whatnot. He noticed it, and he let me know so that I don't end up leaving a video up and looking like a fool over the years. So thank you, Declan. So anyway, if you already watched that original Induro video, there's probably not going to be an awful lot new here, but you're welcome to leave it run all the way to the end because they love to track how many minutes people watch the video. So don't turn off early. Thank you. All right. So we're going to take a look at 3 products, and 2 of these 3 I fully intend I will probably end up owning by the end of the summer. One of them I won't be owning only because I have a different choice in mind that's more money, and it's not that it's head-to-head, apples to apples thing. It's simply that for a ball head, I'm actually going to hit something that's a little more high-end than this one. What they sent me in terms of a ball head is actually the BHL25, and they have 3 ball heads in this series. It's a low-profile ball head, meaning that it's not very tall. I think it's probably about 3.5 inches tall or something like that. Very standard design. There's nothing revolutionary about it, but it's just really, really well built. It's an exceptional piece of equipment, and at that $299 price point, I really don't think that you can go wrong. The other option at $299 that I would really, if I was looking to spend only $300 on a ball head, I would be looking real hard at the Acrotech Nomad, just to kind of put that out there. And the one that I have over here on the tripod that I have been shooting and just cannot stop loving on is the Acrotech GP. Acrotech has really, I'm becoming more and more a fan. I do have to say, I have 2 more ball heads en route to me that I have to check out before I make a final decision, and those 2, either one of them very easily could overtake my favorite ball head status. One of them is a NovaFlex ball head that is a double panning ball head, and I cannot wait to see it. And then the other one is the Really Right Stuff, the 40. And from everything I've read online and everything I've seen, that is kind of like along these lines. It's not that it's a revolutionary design as much as it's just unbelievably well made. And that's kind of, when you talk about tripods and ball heads, that's kind of what it's about anyway. Your main concern is that it's holding your gear unlike anything else, and that you feel safe and secure, and you like working with it. So, all right, so the ball head, actually the number one thing that I adore about the Induro ball heads, and this is also true of the Benro ball heads, is that when you go with a quick release plate, when you go to take it off and you loosen this up, your plate will slide forward and back, but it hits a stop, and it will not lift even straight up because there's a safety mechanism built in. You have to pull an extra bit and do another quarter turn, and then you can pull the release plate out. That is a huge thing. I think this is an amazing safety feature, and absolutely a gigantic fan of having a ball head that gives you a measure of security where you're not going to accidentally knock your camera off of the ball head and have it go tumbling to the ground. There is a bubble level, right, where you would basically kind of expect it to be. There is a drag control for the ball head. It's in the center of the main knob that controls how much tension is on here. You can use either a coin or a key or a screwdriver or something in there, or a multi-purpose tool or something, and get in there and adjust it. And once it's set, you basically leave it. This knob only is basically like a quarter turn distance. You have it loose, and then you twist it, you have it tight. And the knob doesn't spin beyond that. Either way, it's just this is open and closed. Over here is your panning knob. You can loosen this up to let the base turn or not. And that's it. And it's 299 bucks. I don't think I gave you the statistics on it. Arca Swiss compatible plate. It holds 26.5 pounds, weighs 1 pound, and yeah, that's it. Really, really nice solid ball head. If you're looking for one for 300 bucks and you don't want anything, you know, esoteric and out of the ordinary, a really good choice. Now, let's talk about my love affair with these legs. All right, so I guess I'm a leg man. I guess that was really bad. Even the Bulldog didn't groan at that, but yeah. Anyway, so the legs, basically, they're again kind of similar to what I was describing with the ball head. There isn't as much, it's not that there's anything wacky, innovative, creative, weird in terms of the layout. They're just awesome. The build quality is amazing. The head, the main base part of it, is super, super heavy duty and solid. It's a 3-section leg with twist locks, and they're just straight up normal twist locks. They're kind of rubberized. They're kind of a grippy material. There's some give. I'm sure with a pair of gloves on, these are still going to be absolutely fine to operate. There are also some indented things in there so that grabbing it is easy. Instead of having foam permanently mounted on the legs, they have Velcro leg warmers basically wrapped around the top section. I know a lot of guys like to have only 2 of the 3 covered because they're the 2 that are going to hit their shoulder while they're carrying it on their shoulder. So you could do that. If you only want 1 of them on there because you're just going to grab by one hand and go, that's also an option. Or if you're going to be doing a long hike and you want to get rid of every possible extra ounce, you can take all 3 of them off, and it's just like 3 seconds, just Velcro. The coolest thing out of everything, I think, is actually the modular nature of this tripod. So if you take this knob and you lift it, it's just a little lever, it goes up and down. If you lift it up and you pull this little safety lock, the center plate just lifts right out. And in place of the center plate, you have a bunch of different options. You can put a geared column, and there's a couple of different geared columns available. One is, I think, I forget the prices because I don't actually have them in hand, but I think one's like 150, the other one might be 190. There's a couple of video bowl options. I think both of those are under 100 bucks. And there are a couple of different leveling adapters, and one of those is 100 and the other is 150. Now, the leveling adapters are actually really interesting to me because, as everybody knows, I love the Acratech GP, and it has a reverse leveling plate on it, so you can actually flip it over and reverse it. So if I had the modular leveling plate in the legs, and then I had this reverse so that my other one was up on top, I would have a double panning ball head, or it would function as a double panning ball head. And that, to me, is a really, really of high interest. So I'm probably going to end up with that by the end of the summer, I would guess. All right, so let's shift gears real quick and take a look at the Baby Grand. So the Baby Grand is it's something, they linked it when I reached out to Induro and said, I'm doing this project, I want to know what you would be interested in sending. They're like, we want to send you the Baby Grand. And at first I was like, well, I'm not doing mini tripods, don't send it. And the rep actually replied back, he's like, oh, this is not a mini tripod. And it's not. It is a real deal tripod. It just happens to be short. This is absolutely perfect for low to the ground shooting. Now there's a tiny little bit of adjustment on these legs, like about 3 inches or so, 2.5, I guess. But the base plate itself is, I think, exactly the same plate. I can't see any difference between this and the full legs, and it works the same way. It's a lot easier to actually demonstrate the leg angles on something that only has legs that are like 9 inches long. So yeah, you can go from this little hook for your sandbag, just unscrews right out of here, very easy. So you can pop a ball head on here, and you're literally down to like 5 inches off of the ground with your whole rig. Amazing for low-angled shooting. I actually watched Induro's video for this on their website. They have a beautifully produced video that shows an adventure photographer out, putting this thing down in rocks in a stream and on weird, wacky ledges and whatnot. Just the number of uses for this, I really didn't give it as much serious consideration as I should have until I had it in my hands. Now that I have it in my hands, I'm just trying to think of all the amazingly cool things that I can do with this over the summer. It comes with these feet mounted, and I will say this is both true of both the full-size tripod and the little guy, but you also have 2 other complete sets of feet that come with each of these in their bags. One is this kind of flat, grippy leg, and one of the nice features about this is there's a hole through here so that you can actually, if you're going to mount it maybe to a wall or to a weird plate mounted somewhere, like you need a really bizarre, unusual angle and you need to actually bolt it in, you can actually bolt this down. Super, super cool, and it's not it's included. You don't have to spend an extra nickel for it. The other thing is spikes, and so you have tripod spikes that come right along with it. Not that these are inexpensive tripods, but they're certainly not the like $1,500 tripods. And the fact that they're coming with those feet, they're coming with those spikes, really good value. I think, in my mind as a photographer, you're always looking for that really nice balance of spending good money for great gear, but not necessarily spending so much money that you're making a foolish decision and getting silly with things. And to my sensibilities and for where I'm at with my photography and the gear that I'm using, this stuff is like, it hits the sweet spot. It's great stuff. It's more than your like $199 tripod for sure. But you're going to have it for 10, 15, 20 years. It's modular, so as your needs change, it can change. It's just super, super durable. I don't think I gave you the stats on these, so let me just do a real quick rundown of that. For the full size ones, it's a 3-leg system, and when you shrink it all the way down, you can get it down to 24.5 inches long. So it's not super short, it's just over 2 feet. When it's extended all the way up, which it is right now, it's 53 inches. The load-bearing capacity on it is over 44 pounds, and it weighs only 4 pounds. So that's fantastic ratio, and it's not super heavy. Maybe not the very lightest tripod that I've seen all through the whole process, but at 4 pounds, it's super, super light and super good. This guy will actually hold 165 pounds. So just because it's so stocky and short to the ground, it can hold an immense amount of weight. The legs at minimum extension are 9.3 inches, and when they're fully extended, they're only 11 inches. So I guess that's 2.7 inches in length, so under 3 inches. This is just a twist lock mechanism. It is the twist lock mechanism of the full size. Pricing is $349 for this one, $499 for that one. I believe I already mentioned for the ball head it was $249. Nope, I'm sorry, $299. They have 3 ball heads. There's the small, medium, and large in that lineup, which is $249, $299, and $349. That's the one in the middle. That's the $299. So Induro, I can't thank you enough for sending me this stuff. I am so stoked to check it out over the summer and to get to know it better. And I would like to thank my co-host Lily for her little mumble and bark. Speak! Good girl.